now. Hello, hello, hello. I need to go find my stream ID, which is George. So I can share it. Oh goodness, shows me all of my stuff. Live now. Excuse me while I copy this. There we go. All right. Oh shoot. Ah! I am such a nut job. All right. I don't think anybody is here yet, but when you arrive, I will be here. I need to like figure out how to find myself. You know, this whole streaming thing is really hard. It's very hard. Very, very hard. But give me a second. Some people were beating me up because I didn't tell them I was live before. So I am filling my responsibilities. Okay. So, okay. Okay. I am. There you go. You get to watch me actually add people, which, okay, paste. But I think this will lead into what I am. Okay. And here. Sadly, I am not reading. All right, let me do this. Hey, my friends are here. Actually, Boo Boo, you need, how do I do this? I'm in. Awesome. Bam. All right. Hello, ladies. I've still got this all as a hot mess, so I'm trying to figure it out. I'm so happy you're here. I need coffee. I forgot one thing, my coffee. I'll be right back. I promise. Try not to move. Okay. Let me grab that. Just grab it. Grab it. Grab it. I don't want that. I want this. All right. Hello. I'm back. I got my XRP shirt on. I don't even know if you guys. Oh, I got a second monitor. Oh my goodness. All right. Yes. Oh, I'm wearing my XRP shirt. All right. I don't have to look at myself. Hello, 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 people. I'm so happy you decided to join. Yes, I diapered. Funny guy. Funny guy. I'm so happy you guys are here. I'm hoping the mic is working. Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Jungle. I don't know if you can hear. You obviously can hear me. Otherwise, you would be telling me that you couldn't. So that's awesome. So while we are getting set, so I belong to a couple of group chats, and yesterday I got in trouble from one of my friends, RTV, who was like, "You didn't tell me beforehand that you were going live." So if you were here for the first couple of minutes of this chat, oh my goodness, and I'm not wearing lipstick. Then you know a couple of things. One, I'm a scatterbrain. Two, I'm just getting started. And three, I'm not wearing lipstick. So while we wait for a couple more people to come, because I just told people you got to watch me do that at the very beginning, let me show you some awesome stuff. We'll do an unboxing. We'll get started with an unboxing. Ooh, I got a new monitor. So it won't be such a trip in the future when I'm going live. I'll actually be able to set it up here. If you could see my setup, you'd know that this is a hot mess. It's great to have people on my bed, a whole party of people, Boo Boo, Connie, John, Jungle, you know, just playing on my bed right now. So I need to reorganize my room. So I got the monitor. I also got, I'm doing an unboxing. Oh, I haven't opened this, which is amazing. One of my favorite things, every time I see somebody with an Amazon box, I'm like, oh, you got presents, right? Who gets presents every day? Well, I do, because I order a lot of stuff. So I got two things. This is the webcam, right? So I have a MacBook Pro. I work with, I'm just addicted to Macs because I've been working with them since I started doing Android and iOS development. And then the idea of going back to using, Windows is crazy. So XRP hat. Hey, what's up, LW? So I got a webcam. Let me show it to you very quickly. I have no words for this yet, but as I try to become a better communicator and do my streams as well as Jungle does, I am, I'm going to do some reviews, but this is the webcam. I see people do this with makeup and stuff, so I hope you can see it okay. So this is the webcam, which is supposed to be a little bit better so I can have the Pro back a little bit further. I didn't really think about how I would be reading it, but I'll have the second monitor. And then the last thing, because I bought a MacBook Pro in January, so I spent a lot of money. It would have been a lot of XRP if I had just been willing to learn how to use a PC again. But, I know how to use them, blah, blah, blah. But, day in, day out, I work on a Mac at work. I work on a Mac here, and my prior computer was a Mac. So, and I have a Windows PC as well, but that's for another video. So this other thing that I bought, because Macs have gone to a USB-C drive, is this little adapter so I can plug more crap into my computer. So here it is. I know. Unboxing things that you don't care about. I don't even know if you can see that because I can't see myself. But yeah, this will be really cool because on the MacBook Pro, they've gotten rid of your traditional USB drive, and now they have this a USB-C drive for everything. So your power goes through it, the mic is going through it, my Ethernet is going through it, and I have a wireless keyboard, the big one though, right? Because I'm worthy of an area to so I can type numbers with ease and get the extra keys. That's one thing that I hate about Mac keyboards. So yeah, I'm worth it. So are you. So good morning, everybody. I'm so happy you're here. I think a couple people have joined. I did my duty of, are you gonna die? I'm just so easily confused. I need to grab a power cord. I think a lot of people are here and we are going to get started. Oh, look what I got with the webcam. Oh. So let me grab the power cord for the Mac. Okay, did not break glass, good. Where in the heck am I going to plug this bad boy in? Right here. All right, I'm here. I should have grabbed lipstick too, right? Lipstick, it's my favorite thing. When I lived in San Francisco, there was a Starbucks. So I lived in right at the intersection. It was such a cool place. But when I moved to San Francisco, after I left my startup, I was like, if I'm going to work in San Francisco, I'm going to live in San Francisco because big city experience, and I know I'm probably not going to be here forever. So I lived right at the intersection of Nob Hill. North Beach was down, but Nob Hill and Russian Hill, right above the financial district. And I lived on top of the bridge that connects I'm forgetting the name right now, but it connects, I forget the name of it, but the really shishi place and Chinatown. Does anybody know where I'm talking about? But it was really cool. I don't know why I was saying that, but Yeah, I used to go to Starbucks, when I was feeling like I needed to get out of the house Saturday morning and right out of getting out of bed. And I would put lipstick on, right? Bright red lipstick and a pair of sunglasses. And it's like, yeah, who needs makeup? Who needs anything? I don't care. I want my breakfast coffee. Flat white was the thing at that time for me. So, yeah, that was my adventure. And I fell in love with lipstick at that point. It wasn't that long ago, so I guess that gives an indication on how into makeup and crud I am. But I love it. I love it. I think it's good. So welcome everybody. I've given you a couple minutes to join, probably more than you needed, but let's see who's here. We have Connie, Boo Boo, Jungle, who else? LW, Z-Bits, Ferdy, and yeah, and I'm just really happy that you're all here. And and I saw somebody else here that I think I missed. I saw John Cole. Yeah, I knew I saw a name other than our side names, right? So welcome everybody. My name is George and I try to live my life with sincerity. That is why my name is Sincerely George. And I am so grateful that you're here for my live stream. So today is going to be a little bit more of a friends and family event. I don't know, I've been gushing with gratitude over the last couple of days just because I feel really connected to a group of people within the digital asset community who many of you are here, many more exist in the chats that you would have seen me trying to, quickly add my link to my video because I got in trouble from RTB yesterday. And it's interesting that he's not here right now because he was like, you need to tell me before you go live. And I did. So if any of you see him or talk to him and he starts his whining, I want you to let him know that I did, because I hope you might have seen my tweet. So I need to scroll down to the bottom. I found out yesterday, working through experience here, that when I talk, you guys are behind. There's a gap. So I'm learning on the job. My goal is to really have fun, entertain, share some good news. And as I said earlier, today is more of a friends and family event. So without further ado, let's talk about one of the friends in our community, BitTrue. And this is from yesterday. I'm trying to retrain my eyes to not need glasses. It's an ongoing fight between me and my body, so ignore me when I look at the screen and try not to squint. But BitTrue has, now is a validator for the XRP ledger, which is awesome. This morning I sent a tweet. One of my friends, XRP Bones, sent a tweet to Coinbase, totally hacking on them, and I hope that I don't get banned for responding to his tweet. But I was like, hey, when are you guys going to catch up and become a validator? Really support the idea of decentralization in, the digital asset market, because I am a firm believer that by being a validator, we help and support decentralization. So, I sent that out to Brian Armstrong and Coinbase, and yeah, hopefully I don't get into banned, no longer allowed to use our exchange jail for just asking a good question about why aren't you really supporting the community. So this is really awesome news. I'm really excited. BitTrue stepped up to the plate very quickly. The way this happened, from what I understand, is that BitTrue wasn't a validator before their birthday. And on their birthday, they sent out a big, cheers to us. It's our 1-year birthday. We're going to start giving away stuff and having some fun with the community. And somebody in the community, I think it might have been Tiffany Hayden, was like, and when are you going to become a validator? Get on it. And immediately, actually it was Wieswind, he was like, hey, for your birthday, I have a gift for you. I have the instructions on how to become a validator. And so with that, not even 24 hours later, they responded and said, hey, we are an XRP validator. And so I'm assuming that it was Wieswind's tweet that made them step up and realize that there was a gap in their coverage and support of the XRP community, and they got their engineers to stand one up right away. So I was really impressed. It's one of those things that really makes me look at the BitTrue exchange as somewhere that I want to do business, because they're supporting the support of a community that I think is really important. And yeah, so and I'm a strong supporter of decentralization. I think that there's a lot to be gained through the continued growth of the cryptocurrency, something I'll start referring to more as digital asset community, because it empowers the global community to take more charge and involvement with their government. It becomes a little bit more balanced. And I was on a long conversation this morning on the phone with a friend who lives in San Francisco and is very active in the digital asset community in a completely different way. And the discussion was very, I'm going to say more libertarian, because we were talking more about the altruistic goals that we have for how this is going to impact the world. How is this driving innovation? And my friend works at Adobe today. They've previously worked in the banking sector and other things. They're a Stanford grad, and I have a lot of respect for this individual, and an opportunity to gain insight into how they're contributing to this ecosystem, the people that they're plugged into, and their view on what's going on in the larger community was really awesome. I'll just add to that they are of Eastern European descent. So their perspective on what is going on right now and what they see going on in the world, because they just returned from Europe, it was very unique and very insightful. And so, I just want to say kudos to BitTrue for, standing up an XRP validator. It leads to and supports a greater level of decentralization. So yeah, thank you for being such an active member of the XRP community. Any words on that, my friends? Oh, I can sort of read and not read at the same time. So please explain your name, please. Doesn't match the beautiful lady I see on the screen right now. Okay, cool. I can do that really quickly. So my name is longer than George, but George is a derivative. I was named, my name is a little bit unique, so if you were to search for it, you'd find me immediately because of the stuff that I've done. Golly gee, Whitakers. Yeah, we won't go there. I already have stuff to talk about. Bubba, ruining my show here. So, I used to go by my middle name, and then my middle name, excuse me, is Tina. And then in high school, there were 3 Tinas. I think there were actually 4, but there were 3 Tinas, and Tina and Tina, me and another girl, were best friends. Then we had a falling out, that evil woman. And so at that point, I'm like, I no longer want to be associated with any of them, because the first Tina we weren't friends with, and then this Tina, we had a massive falling out. So I went by my first name, which is Georgina. But because I was more of a tomboy, I was very active, outspoken. All of my classmates, excuse me, immediately shortened it to George. I think most of them couldn't spell Georgina. I was even, really having challenges just trying to spell it out, because Tina is 4 letters. Georgina, where does the I go? So George, and then George just stuck. It stuck with me through college, where I was more involved with student politics and provincial politics, and it stuck with me when I went into my career in IT. I used to work a lot, managing offshore teams, and so it actually served me very well, because it's amazing how they respond differently to a man, especially when you're being demanding and questioning what they're doing, and then you pick up the phone and say, no, I know it's 9 o'clock, it's 11 o'clock in the morning and you haven't finished your work yet, and I want to know what's standing in the way. Let's have a call right now. And then all of a sudden they hear a woman on the other end of the phone. Cracked me up all the time. Still does. In my work life today, I go, connecting with my feminine side. I go more by Georgina, but I prefer to be called George. If it gets in the way of you liking me, c'est la vie. But yeah, my name is George, and And sincerely, I just try to do things with sincerity. So with that, let's move on. So talked about BitTrue. Yes, I didn't know which was more exciting, the fact that I'm going to be on the zoo on Monday or the BitTrue news. And so it was very hard figuring out how to start this show, but I decided to start with BitTrue because that makes me really happy. It serves my altruistic goals of decentralization in the community. Nonetheless, I am extremely happy because I'm going to be on the XRP Zoo on Monday night. I need to set a ton of reminders on my phone just so that I show up on time. I'm notorious for going, okay, this time equals this time, and then I join, and the stream is ending. It drives me bonkers, but it also speaks to a crazy schedule. So I'm really excited to be on the XRP Zoo this upcoming Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, which is actually 7 p.m. my time, and I will be there and I will be on time. I'm a bit scared, I gotta tell you, because the last time I just remember one question. I like to get answers right, and I got it wrong. And both Kickboy and Malpass, went with my answer, and I feel bad because they got it wrong. But who has co-presidents? I've never heard that word before. And so I thought Bones was being a stickler and trying to throw a little gotcha in there. But I then immediately went and looked at it, and yes, Bear Stearns has co-presidents. Who knew? Who knew? So, Canadian? Yes, I am Canadian, Sean. Thank you for asking. I love that country. I love this country as well. So if you can, please join the XRP Zoo. It's one of my favorite streams. It's very much about the XRP community, and they do a dive into different topics, current events that are going on in the larger crypto community, but more specifically focusing in on XRP. I like how inclusive they are about other digital assets in the space, right? Like they've had Bitcoin ban on, and I think it was the week before they had another gentleman on who was talking about some other alternative digital assets, and I just like where they go, and I like the fact that you have variance in the voices on the channel, right? And they, excuse me, they're notorious for bringing in random people like me, zoo creatures, into the zoo so the zookeepers can help the community get to know everybody. So I am honored and I feel very privileged to be, on the zoo this upcoming Monday. It's going to be awesome, and I hope you guys can all make it. I will be tweeting and inviting all of my friends online and offline, like, I'm going to be on this show. So they'll be in for some fun. So moving on, enough about me. Let's talk about my coffee. Wow, this boy's in the news. Like, can somebody please tell me why the CIA would be chasing him down in open waters? I think somebody might have done a little bit too much stuff. Maybe it's time for a program of some sort, because McAfee claims that the CIA tried to collect him, posed arms in boat with his wife, and this picture is, I don't know, if there are military people chasing me down on a boat, and I just don't see myself having a gun. If I thought I could live, right? I value life so much that I'd be like, here I am in the water, just grab me. There's nobody on my boat. No need to shoot anything at me, right? But here these two people are with guns ready to defend themselves against the United States government. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not against defending yourself. I just want to get out alive. I love my life. So when I saw this, I was just shocked. Let's see if I highlighted something down here. No, but in case you didn't hear about this amazing event of our dear crypto enthusiast who's going to eat his junk if Bitcoin doesn't hit $1 million by next year. Let's see. Yeah, the CIA has attempted to collect us. We are at sea and will report more soon. I will continue to be in the dark over the next few days. And then this is the picture of him after being in the dark, I believe. So we'll see, but he claims that they're trying to collect him for back taxes. I didn't know they were so hard up for money that they needed to chase down McCarthy, who would be tweeting and video streaming everything that they're doing in the middle of the sea. You know, I'm not trying to tell him to go after anybody, but I think Willie Nelson might be a little bit of an easier target, or, you know, somebody else. Up next in our news, I want to focus in on our community. This is a video that I watched yesterday. Yesterday was just crazy busy, and every day is crazy busy. So I get a lot of information through videos, and then when I identify something that I want to dig into, I will go and dig into that area so that I get a broader view. So I engage in videos that are from our space, videos that are more about what's going on in the world more, and what's going on in the larger, you know, digital asset space. Much to my friend Leon's amusal, I do look in on what's going on with Bitcoin, and it amazes me. I just don't believe it's going away, but I'll save that discussion for another day because I look forward to hearing why he thinks it's going to go away. So they don't want him to launch Vibravid? Really? Is that true, Zbits? Is that why they're chasing him down? Please, why didn't they show up at Facebook creator's door with guns? Why didn't they chase him down in, you know, in Silicon Valley? I just doesn't fit. You know, I think he might be high as a kite on something. Thank you. Just a curious old man. Thanks for explaining. Hey, I love it. Thanks for keeping it interesting, Bubba. All right, so back to what's on the screen. So Crypto Eerie did this great video yesterday, and I thought it was good on a couple different points. And I wish that some of our legislators, yeah, our political people would actually listen to this video, right? Like, I'd love to send it to them, because one of the statements that Crypto Eerie makes in this video is that, you know, the approach that some of the females in government are taking towards cryptocurrency are so defensive and so attacking that they aren't getting the progress that they want. Whether their statements are good, bad, or otherwise, their approach is just not getting them the outcomes that they want. And I when she said that, I thought it was so agreeable. Like, they're on the defense, and we see that in our own community. Another great thing about this video was that she had asked Hodor, I believe, 5 specific questions about, you know, pretty broadly about the XRP ecosystem. There was no when moon question. I know, I was so sad, but the information that she provides was well worth listening to. And you know, if you didn't see this specific video, I recommend that you go out and see it. And Crypto Eerie is a very balanced voice in the XRP broader crypto community, and I think she's a great person to follow. You know, like everybody else, I can't watch every single video. We have such a great community, but I like how she presents information, and she also presents a really cool perspective because she's looking at it and providing news that she's getting from Japan. So, you know, you get a different tilt on it. So, Bitcoin again. Is that Leon? Is that my friend Leon? LW, if that's you, my friend, we're going to have a discussion. So another person I want to talk about, another video that really caught my attention yesterday, was specifically this one by Aiden. I think we'll look at that in a second, but Aiden, for me, dropped the bomb that Samsung Pay is actually part of Centbee, right? Like, I had heard the news earlier on about partnerships between Western Union and Centbee, but Aiden really did a good job of driving it home on how that ties into Samsung Pay. And so from a mobile, you know, innovation framework, right? If you look at adoption and the purchasing of phones, it's really a head-to-head between Apple and Samsung. Now, it's not head-to-head in regards to the number of devices. I haven't looked at those numbers in a couple of years, but historically, Apple has had much broader adoption. Nonetheless, the current price point of the Apple device has really outpaced it, especially when you drop it and the screen breaks with like no attempt, right? So I think that Apple is currently in an interesting space, especially since my name for every new iPhone is the iOS same, because it comes out the same, which is really good for people that don't want change and want consistency. But I think there's some interesting implications with this new partnership between MoneyGram and Centbee. And I don't know if the tweet is next. Let's see. Nope. Oh, shoot. Don't go there. All right. Back here. I tried to organize this in a organized fashion. I'm not going to try and get ahead of myself. So, Aiden Trading is another great channel to watch. He comes out with some good sound bites, and he's very, very articulate and organizes his information in a concise manner, so you understand where he's taking you, and isn't super hype. So let's keep going on. Let's talk more about Aiden. Oh no, sorry. Oh, where is that? Okay, yes, let's talk more about Aiden. I'm gonna do it right here. Sorry guys. XRP. Yeah, this is what I want to search for right here. So I didn't follow Aiden really closely for a long time, but this was my first introduction to Aiden, and when I saw it, I thought it was absolutely amazing. I don't know if you guys have visited this site. It's XRP RSVP. So I think it was about a year ago, maybe 9 months ago, Aiden created this site preparing for the XRP Moon date. So XRP Moon Party, he didn't set a date, but he created this website, New Year's Eve 2019, RSVP, Bora Bora, and then Lager and Liechtenstein National Day. So I guess he did have a date, apologies. And then meet members of the XRP Army. And when I saw this, I was like, boom, rock star right here. So meet the youngest member of the XRP Army and YouTube star, Aiden Trading, right? Like, this is a young man who is definitely has his eye on the future and where he wants to be. So if you haven't checked out this site, definitely check it out. Check out his channel as well. I'm really impressed about what he's doing in our space, and the progression that he's made in the quality of his videos. So moving on, what new MoneyGram expansion means for Ripple's XRP price and success. Now I have this open. Do I have? Yes. Okay. So this is something that I didn't hear, and I didn't watch everything. So if somebody else said this, blah, blah, blah. But an interesting thing about this Centbee, partnership, what the heck? Oh, heck no. We're not doing no Microsoft. I'm not dealing with you right now. Not dealing with you. Go away. Thank you. Who knows what the heck that is? So I'm not clicking the button. Always read before you click, because it could look like something and it can actually be a virus. So on that note, Centbee's existing relationship with Coin1, a Ripple partner. So the recent partnership will be a win-win for Ripple and its digital token XRP, considering the existing relationship between Centbee and Coin1, a Ripple in-house partner. A report has it that Centbee, the new MoneyGram's partner, was originally invested in by Coin1, a South Korean-based exchange that deals in cryptocurrency and foreign remittance. So I think this is really interesting. This gentleman who I received tweets from also mentioned it, but in going through my own news, I found this and I was like, wow, that's pretty interesting. So I look forward to digging into that. I know there are people in the community, and there may already be tweets out there about this and what the implications are, but I wanted to just bring your attention to that quickly. Let's close this because somebody's running my fan. In sad news, actually, The XRP community is really awesome. It's grown. I don't even know when everybody joined. And, you know, this is somebody in our community, an active member of the XRP community, who sadly lost his brother, you know, over the last couple of days. I'm really sad for my friend Chucky, but at the same time, I have a lot of hope for him at this time of loss, because the fact of the matter is that the XRP community is a very caring and compassionate community that is trying to do things to change the world and to also positively impact, you know, the lives of each other. So, you know, I deepest apologies for my friend Chucky, but also, you know, when you need help, don't forget to reach out to this community. Don't be one of those, I can handle it alone people, right? Like, seriously, we're here to support you. And, you know, whether it be to talk or just share pictures or vent, you know, we're here for you. And, yeah, it's one of the reasons why I love the XRP community, because we really do support one another. So another piece of news that I want to dial in on here is this Fundstrat post that Ferdy posted, and it caught my attention. You know, I'm on my phone trying to scroll back and forth so I can read sentences. Wasn't very easy to read here. I was running out of time preparing for this, but there's great takeaways, and this is from BAC's Institutional Digital Asset Summit, which happened, I believe, the 18th of this month, 2019. Not old news. This isn't something they were thinking about yesteryear, right? This is right now. I didn't realize that they were having a summit with institutional investors where they would be talking about the digital asset space. But this is really awesome, and their, you know, their soft launch, their beta test is set to happen on the 22nd of this month. So I believe it launches tomorrow, which is really weird time, but that's probably when their servers will come online and people can start getting in. And then just based on what's, you know, captured here, and you want to look at it, yeah, there you go. That red box at the bottom talks about how institutions are really just chomping at the bit to get involved in this space and start investing. And those that don't invest now will be left behind. So we already know this, but, you know, wanted to share that. I thought that was a great tweet. So my fan is going crazy. In other XRP community news, and thank you so much, Zbits, for your words of encouragement. And LW, Aiden is cool. Aiden is just 14 years old. 14 years old! Oh my goodness! I can say nothing inappropriate because, you know, yeah. But he is a rock star. That guy is awesome. And Bubba says John McCarthy is fun to follow. He is a riot to follow because he's always doing crazy stuff. I question when he is sober, right? The guy is definitely, you know, saying a lot of different things. But, you know, I watched a documentary about McCarthy and his roots in the technology space and what he was doing to bring virus protection and anti-malware to market at about the same time when we were getting personal PCs, personal computers, you know, personal PCs, yeah, a personal computer. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. PCs, personal computer. But when at the advent of that, at the advent of companies bringing them in-house to do their own processing on site, McCarthy was there helping them fight viruses. So he's definitely, he definitely has or had nobility within the technology space. It's really an interesting show now with all of the wild things that he's done since then. So back to the XRP community space. So Bob Moneybags and RTB, Bob Moneybags, our, you know, summer biker, is doing a fundraiser, and I read about this yesterday or the day before, bookmarked it, said I wanted to get involved, so this is one of the ways that I'm getting involved. And let's read this. RTB and I wanted to create a fun challenge to raise XRP for XRP Tree. If we raise 1,000 XRP to XRP for Charity, ran by RTB Ducci, by July 26th, I will bike 50 miles on camera. This guy is a trip. In order in honor of the XRP Tree project. All funds will be sent to Wandering Where on July 27th to XRP. Okay, so love it. I love it, love it, love it. So Bob Moneybags is always trying to do great things for the community. Fundraising. If you have, Bob Moneybags has a channel. So in an earlier fundraising effort, I got to draw some attention to this. He did, oh goodness, what is it? Okay, you guys know what I'm talking. I don't even know. A self-induced labor, which he videotaped and is hilarious, right? It's as funny as you think. So if you haven't seen that video, definitely go and check it out. Also, if you're looking for a way for getting more involved and helping them reach this 1,000 XRP goal, then get involved. That's the best way to grow your own community within the Twitter community, is start talking to people that are doing things that you really care about and just get involved, right? I don't have anything to do and I don't think I'll do it well enough. Well, welcome to my stream. I am definitely getting started and I'm doing what I do and learning along the way, and that's what we do in this community, and it's a safe place to learn. So I will be donating to this. Today's a really busy day, but it might just be a straight up donation because I don't have any time to invest in the fundraising efforts. But I wanted to draw attention to this because watching Bob bike 50 miles on camera could be very entertaining. So it's worth my money. All right, let's keep going. All right, XRP Zoo. Oh yes, I sandwiched this. Because I'm really excited about this, right? I'm going to be on the XRP Zoo on Monday. So come play and have fun. So I'm close. I'm under an hour. So what do you guys want to talk about? What should we look at? Every tree planted will reduce XRP's carbon footprint. Boo Boo, that is completely true. It feels like such self-promotion just keeping this up here, which is very hard. I don't know if you saw that, but I was like, what other tab can I put the energy on? But yeah, I have a little bit of difficulty with self-promotion, so I'm going to leave this here. I feel so self-centered right now. So self-centered! It's all about me! But we'll leave this for right now. All right, so, Boo Boo, you are completely right. Every tree planted will reduce XRP's carbon footprint. And I think that's a really good, let's just open up that other tab. Let's make this all about Bob, because Bob's life matters. Right here. So, this right here, Wandering Where, right? Let's go out to this website. Let's do some exploration together. Open link in new tab. I think, because yes, it does. Okay. So, this is a really cool, let's go back to Bob's page. Sorry for all the clicking around, you guys. So drilling deeper on this, funny girl, I love you. So drilling deeper on this, on Bob's tweet, right? So this fundraiser that he's doing for Wandering Where actually gives back to our community, because the whole vision behind the XRP Tree project is to, as Boo Boo said, to offset the carbon footprint of the XRP ledger and the technology that makes it run. So this website that was put together is actually really good. So instead of trying to find my own words for it, let me just read from the website. So a simple way to offset the CO2 emissions and make XRP carbon neutral. So there's a couple different ways you can, buy a shirt, right? So you can fly your freak flag, for XRP. You can help with the planting of a tree. So a tree is planted and does all the work in converting CO2 to oxygen while you just look good. And then the bear. Ooh, I like that shirt, actually. Is there an XRP logo on it? Because I need an XRP logo. Ooh, I like that one. Okay, all right, enough about my shopping. I don't need to shop. So, let's go to the about page. So the project will offset the carbon produced by the technology behind Ripple's technology, the XRP currency itself, and ultimately address the destructive mining from proof-of-work currencies. The project is a vehicle for change to show individuals how one community, one individual can initiate change. The purpose is to revitalize our environment for my children's children and inspire our community to believe that they can do the same. Yay! I love it. The idea is simple. Purchase one shirt and one tree gets planted. The tree will do the heavy lifting to offset CO2 emissions while you look good wearing your XRP apparel. I love it. Forests are more than just a collection of trees. They are an integrated ecosystem and home to some of the most diverse life on Earth. They are also the major players that make life possible, absorbing carbon and integral water cycles while forests are lost or degraded. Their destruction sets off a series of changes that affect life both locally and around the world. So, and then this is who they've partnered with, right? And so when I am trying to investigate, the charities that we're investing in, I always like to go and see, okay, how is it being invested? How is the money going towards, something that is, fully audited and has to comply with all of the compliance rules for a nonprofit. And one tree planted, I did my initial deep dive and found out that they are a real charity. And so this is a charity event that I feel comfortable supporting. And there's lots out there, don't get me wrong. I just think that you need to be transparent in regards to who, what, and where you're fundraising. And in full transparency, the whole idea of Sam I Am having a charity for who in the world knows what, right? For himself, whatever, right? But if you're saying that you're raising money for something, then I give you money, you better be damned that money better go there, and it better be used well. None of this 40% for administration fees. So enough about that. Back to happy, not ready to fight George. Hi. So I thought this was really good, and I don't know where it is on here. Maybe we'll come back to this at another time. But it was really interesting because Wandering Where had put together a graph of like how many trees and how is that offsetting the carbon footprint. So it was really awesome. So what do we have now? Why are you giving me tweets? I already know who this is. Oh, Bob Moneybags. Okay, what else? Put the link in the chat. Put the link in the chat. All right. Let me put Bob Moneybags, Wondering Where. I'm going to put this one here too. All right. You guys are so talkative. We'll hack your ass if you don't give a good non-for-profit. That is exactly it. Well, you know what? People give money to different things all the time, but if I'm going to stand behind something, I want to know, my biggest fear is really that the IRS is going to come back 7+ years later, right? I believe when it comes to nonprofit, I don't believe there is an expiration on when they can come back and press charges. And having worked in government, having worked in nonprofit before, that's just not something I mess with. And it's whatever. So XRP Boo Boo. No, Sam I Am has a pot put to one side that he is earmarking to be able to help people that meet his need requirements. And I think it's awesome, right? There's so many marginalized people in our world. Just a personal story. When I was in college, I had like no money, right? And I needed a dresser, and I went to I'm not going to say their name because I don't want to discredit them. This is my own experience, but they do a lot of good for the community. So I went to a secondhand place that receives donations to help people, and I was like, I really need a dresser. What can I do to get a dresser. I just need something to put my clothes in. And they were like, nothing. If you don't have the money, then you can't. And I'm like, is there a program that I can go and ask for help in getting it? Like, say, I'll do vouchers or whatever. And they're like, no. And I was like, okay, well, I'm not donating to you because I know of other agencies, that provide that. And so I think that non-traditional systems are required to help change the world. And, interesting enough, since we're on this topic, I want to I want to go in a slightly different direction because microloans, Bob Bender, I'm so happy. I really suck at remembering, so I went to, that's a different story. You guys don't need to know. So let's go to this XRP Discovery. How do I get there? Okay, let's go here. Open link in new tab. If you don't think you've been stalked, watch out, I have. So this is somebody that is in the XRP community. Bob Bender, you can follow him. Let me see if I can copy this. Get rid of that. Right? I like following this guy. I think he's really good. He retweets a lot of really good stuff. And so Bob Bender actually, I was looking for people for something, I stumbled across him because of his designation. If you guys probably don't know what a CISM, CRISC, or a CAC, but he's a security professional. Okay, so he's looking at things related to preventing breaches for organizations. That's what those designations are, and each one's different. So, and the CISM one is actually a really hard one to get. So this one right here, Founders FCU, I don't know if you guys have been here, and let me know if I'm boring you, but this is an organization that does microloans, but not like super microloans. Like I know of organizations like that, but they do microloans, enabling people to I don't know where I saw it, but enabling people to actually invest in their business and grow their business with a much smaller loan. So I truly believe that we need traditional solutions for different things, for helping to move innovation companies and people along, and we need non-traditional ones because some people are going to fall through the cracks and somebody needs to be there to help them when they do, right? So look who showed up. Hey RTB. Yeah, I told you I was going live. I said it like almost an hour ago. I am pretty close to an hour now, and you missed a party. So I don't know what to say. I'm hurt. I'm hurt. I'm really, really hurt. So, what else? What do you guys think? Imagine how the IRS will operate after blockchain. See, that's a really interesting comment. And I mentioned earlier that I had been on the phone with my friend from San Francisco. We used to work together, which is really cool. And, dude, I said to this guy, I was like, hey, so when you set up, that mega mansion, if you could just give me a boathouse out in the woods, I'll be happy. I don't know, I'll sweep, I'll do something, but it's gonna be totally awesome, because he's got a finger in everything. He's a go-getter, and he's really doing a lot of stuff. But he actually watched the entire Senate hearings, and which I was shocked by. Right, I was shocked when I heard that he was also in the digital asset space and the stuff that he's doing. And he was like, yeah, it's a really, it's very, very interesting. So, while doing random things around the home, I want to actually sit and watch. And the reason I say sit and watch is because, we're often able to control our voice and how we ask questions. And while you're puttering around doing a bunch of stuff, it's easy to get lost in that thought of, should I throw these away or should I keep them? And then you're off in la la land. but I actually want to sit and watch because I think their body language and who goes first, who goes next, how power and control is shifting around the room during those two Senate hearings is going to be really insightful. As I mentioned, I think Crypto Erie brought to light some of the limitations, and I was laughing, not Modern Investor, but like not today, I haven't seen today's, not yesterday's. I think the day before, maybe the day before that, he did one that my friend Leon is going to love, which is about why Bitcoin and how Libra Calibra, my favorite, is really changing things. And I thought it was so funny because he really drew attention to what had happened on Senate Day 1. And I'm talking about the Modern Investor right now, who's a YouTube personality. He really drew light to the fact that their counsel for Libra did not say that they would cease and desist their work on Libra or Calibra, right? They were like, yep, we hear you, and yep, we won't go to market with anything until, you know, the waters are clear and we have your approval, but they are not stopping. And, you know, as I was talking with my friend this morning, we were talking about Belarus. If you start a crypto company in Belarus, which is in Europe, they have, you know, until 2049, tax-free on your crypto gains, right? And so what my friend was mentioning is that the amount of Chinese investment, they've got, I think he mentioned 4 direct flights from China, from Shanghai to this main city in Belarus. Like, holy cow, 4 direct flights daily, right? So no puddle hopping to get across. It's as fast as possible. So people that are looking, and we talk about, oh, crypto's not allowed in China, but you know, we talk about oligarchs in Russia, and you've got, in my opinion, you've got that same class of people in China and around the globe, and they have no issue getting out and being able to invest and make a difference. So great question. I think that, you know, your comment about, you know, what's going to happen when the U.S. Government starts thinking about blockchain. They've been thinking about blockchain. If you don't think this has been top of mind, then, you know, I think you're nutso. One of the first places that I know that they started to plug in was how they could track our taxes, right? So Information Analytica, and I probably have their name right, they don't even have a website, but it's the creator of the software that allows for blockchain exploration and reporting for tax agencies. And I found it interesting, I'll just say the word interesting, when Binance reported that they were also working with them. And that was following my issues with Binance, where I was having some challenges with a wallet. So if you have any interest in understanding that, you know, reach out to me, direct message me, or send me a tweet on Twitter, follow me, and then we can have a conversation. Because I found it really interesting, considering what is printed on their website was different than what they were executing. But since this is a video that I'm not allowed to take down until I've created 10 videos, then I can start taking down the ones I don't like. But until then I can't, so I don't really want to get too personal about my own activities. So no, RTV, I am not selectively listening to Boo Boo. I just answered a question from Zbits, okay? Come on. It's not true. So, you guys are awesome. So what else? What other questions do you have? Is there another question up here? Oh. Zbits, I did not actually, I talked more about government, but imagine how the IRS will operate after blockchain. There's 2 sides to that. One, how will the IRS operate after blockchain in regards to implementation within their own system, which I think is something that we will actually, you just opened my mind to it, you know, it just went, because what if, right? What if we did go for a one nation? Let's just settle on nation here, okay? One nation currency. And that leverage blockchain underneath, and everybody was integrated into the same ledger. So what if the IRS, like what, imagine, and you know, I'm off in La La Land right now, but imagine what would happen with that, where you don't even have to submit a tax report because everything is tied back to the same wallet address, and everything is on record. And you know, wow, what an interesting thought. Like my mind is just going in a lot of different directions right now thinking about that, because I think there's so many different implications for what blockchain is going to do, and we're in the formative years of that. Like, it's hard to even, you know, where I feel we are right now with blockchain, honestly, is all right. I'll wrap with this because I'm about to go down some sort of rabbit hole, and I don't, you know, this is where my sentences get all mixed up because I think one thing and then I think something else, and let me go to the bottom of the chat so RTV doesn't get all up on my case about not listening to anybody else. Apple and Lillian Pay. Okay. Actually, maybe I'll follow you. All right? Let's make this about you. Let's see what this brings up. Let's search. No. Garbage. Lillian, no. Okay. What? All right. Well, I got to go down that rabbit hole. I think so. RTV, he hasn't said yes, but I am so on point. My favorite Bitcoin lover is in the house, I think. I don't have proof. Allegedly, by my own report. It is Leon. Oh. All right. Another favorite activity I have is seeing when the last time that Leon said that it would go to zero, that Bitcoin would go to zero. You better sell now. Let's see. Oh, this was a great, I laughed out loud when I saw this actually. What would you do if you were Swift and you knew Ripple worked with FATF and Japan and announces it's creating a new Swift what would you do if you were Swift and you knew Ripple worked with FATF? Then Japan announces it's creating a new Swift network. I think I'd be on the damn phone with Ripple and connecting up XRP. This tweet made me laugh so hard because it's so true, right? News is coming. We think that, you know, we're overwhelmed with news. Imagine being an agency or an organization that thinks they control the world, and an executive of that thinking that, you know, nothing can get between me and my success. And then all of a sudden this news is dropping about stuff you didn't know. And oh my goodness, I think the news about about Japan creating a Swift-like network that is really for digital assets is amazing and awesome. The fact that the G7 actually said that they would implement it, you know, early signs that they would implement it and support it was really big. And in that, I talked about that the other day. And, you know, originally when France came out and said that they were going to be, you know, levying fines against technology companies operating in their business, even though they didn't have a location or a headquarters there, I thought that was really interesting because at that point, the U.S. president came out and said that he was going to, he was planning on tariffing, you know, France, or, you know, putting, I'm lost with my words, but adding tariffs to goods from France if they move forward. And then later on during the G7, it came out that, you know, this is something that they're going to support as a group. So just a very interesting world that we're in. You know, things that look like they're very much siloed are actually very commingled. And, you know, at a much larger, you know, worldview, you see all these things happening between the different nations of the world, right? And, you know, between the nations of the world, then underneath you see the citizens of those nations trying to ask for more from their governments, and governments not necessarily, maybe living up to the policies that those individuals make, right? So you see this revolutionary thing happening on the people space, but then on the technology space, we have exponential evolution happening in our technology and just the commingling of different solutions. So like AI, surveillance, and automation, right? Like what innovative creation is that going to deliver to us in the next couple of years? So yeah, little twinkle brains over here went off on a completely different path than I was planning on. But, you know, I really feel like this is such an amazing time to be alive. I said that to my friend this morning. I was like, I'm so happy to be alive right now, because I don't know if we've ever been, you know, I don't know of a time in history where evolution and a revolution were like just about to do this, like XRP style, right? And the, you know, we have these revolutionary forces where people, groups, organizations, countries, companies are trying to be control agents and block people from having freedoms, right? Whichever, pick a freedom and see where that's being controlled. That's what I'm talking about. And then on the other side, you have the evolution, you know, the very fast evolution of technology, which creates that, which is enhancing or supercharging that freedom and limiting the control capabilities of the strong hand. And it's just happening on so many different levels. I can't even keep up with it. So yeah, welcome to a moment in my brain. All right, back to digital assets. Oh, okay. So yeah, I love this tweet, Leon. So I'm gonna get ready to wrap this up because I think I'm around an hour, and I got so much stuff I want to work on. I have so much stuff I want to work on today, and I really want to support Bob Moneybags and RTV. RTV, I don't know if you heard it before you arrived, but we were talking about Bob's fundraising efforts, and I want to say a big thank you for supporting that, and for all of the support that you offer up for, you know, the different you know, causes within the XRP community. You are definitely somebody who is trying to make sure that we are raising awareness, funds, and supporting causes that are important for our community, and that it's done in the most transparent way. So a big thank you to you, and I look forward to hopefully participating a little bit more. We talked a little bit last week about edits that I want to make. For those that don't know who are here, and this is I haven't worked on this since I had a breakup earlier this year, which pretty much put everything on pause. But all things XRP.com. So this is my website. It's really for people that have no knowledge about the cryptocurrency space, and or anybody who's been attacked by FUD from other people in our community. So within this site, there's a XRP Community section, and it needs it. I have to do some heavy duty rework on it, but you know, it's all about priorities this weekend. So it's on the priority list. I have the passwords up and over to the side, ready to work on it. But I'm hoping to really work on positively impacting our community through that site, through work, you know, that really focuses in on XRP. So yeah, any last questions? Do bikinis count? Yes, I know, Bubba. Bubba says, if people knew how many RFIDs their clothing had sewn into the seams, they would start going nude. You know, RFIDs were something that I was looking at years ago. I was actually in DC at the time when, you know, Walmart was initially looking at that technology and the implications, right? Like it's really big for when you have a warehouse and you have stuff, and how much is still in the warehouse, how much is still in the store. So, you know, just in time inventory management. But the fact is that they want, you know, a lot of people don't cut those tags out. So, and they're supposed to be disabled when you leave the store. Yep. So yeah, we'll see. Zbits, thank you so much. I love your intelligence too. You keep coming up with good stuff for me to talk about. Bikinis count. Yes, it was International Bikini Day a couple of weeks ago, followed by Nude Day, a holiday definitely created by a woman. And sell Bitcoin. My dear friend says sell Bitcoin. So, I think the first step is, and I'm going to do a funny here. Don't take me seriously. Okay. Set up a miner, go mine some Bitcoin, create a massive enterprise. See if you can get some fundraising for that so that you can start selling Bitcoin. You can sell Bitcoin, right? It's going to go to the moon. McAfee told me $1 million by 2020. So not financial advice, for entertainment purposes only. I am not a lawyer, accountant, or any other person that should be giving advice, so don't listen to me. But yeah, go out and sell some Bitcoin. Sell Bitcoin, buy XRP. Definitely, if you have, if you're looking for something to spend some money on, think about going to Amazon and buying one of these things, one of these doo-doo cool things. Maybe you want to consider putting it into some XRP. You could probably get, for the amount that I bought this doo-doo cool thing for, probably get about 100 XRP. And that would make you cooler. All right. Ew. But yeah, I don't necessarily recommend buying a Bitcoin miner. Oh, should I go there? Should I go there? Should I go there? Yes, I will go there. So I think decentralization is this evolution that I'm talking about. I think decentralization is really key. And, we definitely wouldn't be where we are today if we didn't have Bitcoin. So I really look forward to talking to you, Leon, more about why just get rid of it all, yada, 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 because I'm sure there's some wisdom I can get from you about that. But, one of the things that I just learned today is that Monero is releasing a new algorithm on in September, that will re-enable CPU mining, right? So never mind ASIC mining, never mind GPU mining, right? Set up a GPU miner, costs $2,500 to $3,000. But how about CPU mining, right? So fact of the matter is that if you have a computer, you have a CPU in your computer, unless you have a gaming computer, and then you would have a GPU, a graphics card, with graphics capability. So it's interesting that Monero is thinking about going to CPU mining, but that's the algorithm that they'll be pushing out in September, because what's interesting about it is that anybody with a computer that installs the algorithm and starts mining will be able to mine. And we're talking about, my friend Leon talks about, oh yeah, government's going to shut down Bitcoin. It's out, it's done. No, to zero, get out now. But what about, and what about when anybody can mine on their computer again? That was part of Satoshi's vision. However, he did realize that more people were going to be coming into it, and that's why it has this fluctuating algorithm to change the complexity. But, if governments say that they have control over who you can spend and converse with, if governments say that they have, that they control, if they gain complete control over where you can spend your money and who you can talk to, what are they going to do when a decentralized private currency is mineable on a desktop computer, right? Like it really changes things up. And they could block you at the ISP level, right? Because if you attempt to go out to a specific IP address, they could just block all traffic with that. But another thing that's really interesting is the decentralization, the whole level of decentralization that's coming up in regards to traffic, internet connectivity. And I'll talk more about that on another one. But I thought that was interesting news. It totally goes in a different direction than I believe in, because I'm really an XRP bag holder. But I thought that was really interesting from a more, not liberal perspective, but libertarian, right? Government's here to make rules to protect us from foreign countries and to protect, maintain my rights between us, not here to put me in bubble wrap and make sure that, I don't drink too much. But if I get into a car accident because I've been drinking and I hurt somebody, yeah, they're here to hold me accountable for that. So hope that, sums up what I'm talking about in regards to accountability and responsibility. I'm sure somebody's going to find something wrong with what I said and bring it. That's all I have to say. Bring the party. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Girl's got coffee. All right. So mining not good. Waste of electricity. We will talk about that in another discussion, Leon. I agree with you. I agree with you. However, I also agree that erosion of my rights and privileges is also, what did you say? Not good. Not good. So it's a balancing act. Evolution and revolution happening right now, right? And, the fact that we have something that is so destructive for our environment but provides personal freedom, we wouldn't have needed that if it was all rainbows and butterflies on this globe, right? So really something I really want to have a discussion about this whole topic, because I'm hoping that you can change my mind on some things, but at the same time, what do you know? I don't think you will. So with that, I am done. You're having coffee with Bailey's. That sounds really yummy. I love all of you guys. I'm so happy you guys came. I know it's a bit of a shit show, nonetheless. It's a little bit of, I need to come up with a good phrase, but yeah, a little bit all over the map, but I want to keep it fun and provide a unique voice in the XRP community, sharing news that you're not finding somewhere else. So I'm on a path to, oh, Leon, just shush, man. Shush up. You are such, oh my good, Leon, personal freedom doesn't lead to anarchy. Holy cow, dude. You are a trip and a half. Man. Oh my god. I can't wait to talk to you. So thank you, Z-Bits. I look forward to talking to you. And I look forward to arguing with Leon. Boo Boo, thank you for being here. Bubba, thank you for being here. Connie, Malpaz. Who else do we have? Oh, I have to go back and figure out what the guy's name I forgot. John Cole, thank you for coming. Jungle. And anybody else who stopped by. Ferdy, awesome to have you here. Sean, awesome to have you here. Thank you so much for coming. Leon, I can't believe you showed up and just shat all over my stream with this anarchy and personal freedom stuff. Boy, I got words for you, man. I got words for you. Yeah. Golly gee Whittakers, you crack me up. It's Leon. I know it's Leon. I know. That's him. Right? Just poking at things. Poke. Bitcoin maxis, you should sell it all now. Get into XRP. Poke. I think the most amazing thing is the number one, how people get attacked on Twitter. Leon doesn't get attacked for this stuff, right? He's totally free as a bird. Little cherub over here. So, all right, my friends, I am off to work on something else, but achieving my goals. I hope you achieve your goals today. And even if you only put 5 minutes towards something that you want in the future, that's 5 minutes that you did today that moves you closer to your goal. So looking forward to it. And you keep calling him Leon. How should I say it? Leon, how do you pronounce your name? Tell us. Talk to us, big boy. Leon. Is it Lionel? Like Lionel Richie? I just read it again. This is who it is. Lionel Richie. Let's see if we can get him in a good 80s view. Oh, Lionel, I'm so happy you showed up. Wow. Man, is it Lionel, like Lionel Richie? My nickname is actually RTV. Lionel, I'm sorry. That's what it was in my brain. Leo Neal. Is it Leo Niels? goodness. Okay, all right. Gosh. So you see how my friend is, right? He's just like, cuckoo, cuckoo, woohoo. Yeah. Leon, Leo, Niels. Yes, I'm going to figure out how to, I'm going to go to Google Trans. Oh, there we go. Just a second. We'll close with this. We'll hear this and I'm going to shut this down. Google Translate. All right. And Lionel. Okay. And we want it in English.
Lionel.
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 Lionel. All right. I'm calling you Lionel, man. That's it. It's done. No more Leon. Lionel. 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 Okay. And I'm French. Okay. Well, give us a pronunciation. Just spell it out phonetically. We will all master it, and that's what we'll call you. Bitcoin Maxi Lionel. Okay? You got your nickname. All right, peeps. I've said bye many times. No, you end the call first. No, you do it. So I am out of here, and I am a curious one. So I look forward to talking to you again soon. Bye for now. All right, here we go. Get to watch me go and shut this thing off. I got a monitor though.